The Capital District YMCA in Camp Chingachgook was very fortunate to receive a large gift to scholarship students in Albany to go to Camp Chingachgook for a week during the summer. In my position, I had the privilege to meet at the Albany YMCA with these campers and their families before a bus was picking them up to bring them to Camp Chingachgook. And while we were sitting in the room waiting for the bus, I tried to engage with the students, and many of them were sitting with their hands in their laps just like this, and they didn't really have much to say. You could see the nerves, you could see them thinking about what's going to be happening in these next days, that they were in this new place that they've never been before, and they can't even imagine what they're walking into. They all got on the bus and spent the week at Camp Chingachgook. I came back to the Albany YMCA on the Friday that they were returning, and to see the faces and hear the laughter and hear the stories, and you could just feel in their excitement and their smiles, the magic that happened at camp that week. My first experience at Camp Chingachgook was at our annual meeting, where I jumped into a people mover to go down to the pavilion for the meeting, and there were two young ladies that were driving the golf cart, and I asked them, can you please just drive me around? I've never been to camp. And as we were driving around, I started envisioning the kids that would be at camp and the different things I was seeing and what they would be doing. My realization for what that impact, that magic at camp, didn't really click until those two young ladies shared with me that they met at Camp Chingachgook when they were 10 years old, and that they became best friends and continued to come back to camp every year. In fact, they ended up going to college together, and then in return started working as camp counselors during the summer. That was my aha moment. I said, that's where the magic happens at camp. Donors who give to our endowment are really allowing the YMCA to plan into the future. Their endowment is a lifeline into our program to be able to continue offering scholarships to youth every single year, no matter what our annual campaign funding is. Many of our endowment gifts to Camp Chingachgook really are set to allow a certain number of students each year provide the financial assistance that their families need to send kids to camp. Many times for our camp scholarships, gifts come from camp alum, like Mr. Sachs, who spent 6 years at Camp Chingachgook. 50 years later, he's still remembering that impact that camp had on him as a youth, and he's decided to give a gift to our Heritage Club to make sure that we have a lasting effect for years to come on youth at Camp Chingachgook.